Altcoin holders have been waiting nearly 5 years for a 2021 style run. Now, I don't think the market's coming back in the same way as that, but there is conditions that we do need to pay attention to that could well start to change. This isn't me declaring an alt season, I'm just going to showcase what you need to look for. Now, yes, it is not an alt season on the screen that is Bitcoin dominant. It has done nothing for nearly a year, you could probably argue, in terms of this range. That is an issue. We can also firmly say that it's Bitcoin season, well, it's neutral season, it's 50 on the altcoin index on CoinMarketCap, so we're not missing anything. But most altcoins look a bit like this, where they have lost severe amount of value versus Bitcoin. So that would open up the question, is the market coming to a turning point at these lows? Maybe. But at the same time as well, there's different things we need to talk about, nuances. Now, the chart that does have my attention a little bit more is this. This is the others/BTC. Now, kind of how it works is you buy at the lows, you take profit at the highs. In your BTC pair, essentially, buying decent assets. And we'll talk about that in a minute, so don't go anywhere. But that's the only one that looks a little bit neater and tidier. But that's it. Literally where we are right now. When you compare this to the others, total 2/BTC, removing, say, Ethereum, we're still here. My biggest concern is we haven't had the full fallout yet. If something blows up, i.e., if Bitcoin drops a bit, Michael Saylor's done something silly, and we get a bit of a rumble in the jungle, that's where we need to be concerned. The point is, we are trying to form a base. That's important. The selling pressure appears to be weakening with altcoins, but it hasn't really produced the, oh, we're off sort of vibe, if that makes sense. Now, the thing is, right, this time is different, is often bounded around, but in 2021, things pumped because it got liquidity and ultimately it's just kind of that shock culture of woohoo. But 2021, people were at home doing nothing and people got into investing, people started doing things and got creative with their wealth. This time, there's thousands and thousands of exchanges, stable currencies, volume across them, not to mention all the coins. There's millions of coins. So you got to look at that side of it. It is a little bit different. And institutions are buying the big obvious things, and also the liquidity is getting sold off. It's getting moved around differently. It's not the same market. So just bear that in mind. Capital, in my opinion, will more likely focus on the clear, the obvious, the regulated, the safer investments versus the meme coins, the random ones, and the disruptors back in the day. Just to give you a bit of an insight, you've got the Dow Jones Index and the Pantera Capital, new index for digital assets. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. But they're not just going to have everything in there. It'll be quite a select few, as you can imagine. So bear with me on that one. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But the question is, what should altcoin holders do right now? Would you buy this coin today? That's the first question. Is that network you are holding/blockchain got the activity and attracting users? Does that then create value to that token? You all know my opinion. I think a lot of coins that don't need to be coins, they just need to be blockchains, and you can put them potentially on the NASDAQ/stock market and do it that way. But that's my really, really bespoke opinion. Are the major token unlocks diluting it, or is it just a token inflation model? You need to figure that bit out. And does it have any element of strength versus Bitcoin, or does it collapse every single time Bitcoin sneezes? Being 80% down doesn't make an asset cheap. It could actually mean the entire token's failed. So you've got to understand that sometimes you've just got to go, that's dog shit. But my honest conclusion, I'm not calling for a bottom here. I'm definitely not saying that every single altcoin is going to explode, but I do believe there will be some that will shine when there's shit around, basically. The market will, at some point in the not too distant future, become, again, interesting. But we just need to be patient and wait for it. On the screen is my platform. I'm rebuilding it completely with CoinMarketCap. It's going to be very different. I'm going to be building custom tools to hopefully help you navigate the market. And this will be free. It'll also be tied to the Patreon membership, which will also have a different caveat to it and an entry point, which will be better and easier. But I'm still building it. I will not be around next week. I'm getting married at the weekend. So yeah, I hope you all have a good couple of weeks, and I'll see you in the next video.